And as you concentrate on your breathing, you become lighter and lighter. And you realize your whole body shimmering. And in front of you are columns and columns and columns. Ginormous columns. And you see them being erected. And as you watch them being erected, right at the very end is a big throne. And Sekhmet is sitting on that throne. And she beckons you forward because you are having a meeting with her today. A very important meeting. And as you approach her, tell me, how are you feeling?
I'm seeing a wolf in sheep's clothes. And she says that this is a statement that many of us make. Yet the wolf is no longer being disguised. The sheeps will no longer be standing together. She is a disruptor, and she is known for the disruption on her land. And she said she is coming forth to share the disruptions the word she's using is millennia. This is not a now event. This is an event that is happening and has been happening. And she says that, and she's strong in her strength, in her stance of what she wants to share with us today. She's showing me a horse's head, the wisdom of how a racehorse has been trained and trained and trained. And they have the wisdom to only go forward. And she's referencing this, the stallion specifically, as she says that how many of us have been forced, how many of us have been told, how many of us have been led blindly. And now is the time for radical change. She says many of us are discovering the feminine, or talking about the feminine rising. That this hasn't happened in the way that we perceive it to be. There are so many perceptions for us as humans. And yet she is coming through to clarify these perceptions. We have once called it a body of work. And it is the virtuous knowing she is within the virtual reality, within the body, our bodies. And she's showing me a slip knot. And she says, many of us are slip knots. And she's showing me a massive big rope with these knots in them. She says you have many questions, so she is wanting you to ask the questions. And then she is forthcoming in the information.
Yeah, I do. I actually wrote questions down last night.
She thanks you.
So thanks for that. So many people are feeling that something is about to happen. They can feel it. They say that it's like something's about to boil over. So what is it that they are feeling? Is the something about to boil over?
I am Sekhmet. I hold power. You hold power. In the disruptions of egos, the state of mind that I am referencing there is a referendum, a revolution, a revolting. In the revolution, there will be many that they are feeling this waiting period. The waiting as if they are gasping their breaths. Many will gasp at the information. So yes, you are correct. Many are correct. They are gasping, waiting for what is to show up. The world holds its breath when there's only massive destruction. These are destructive times in which we live in. There's not a specific date, as the disruption is happening now already. It has been for a very long time. We are only now noticing. We are only now waking up. We are only now realizing. And this is a time of non-judgment. This is a time where we are all feeling as if we are in suffering. And with suffering comes grieving. We are grieving many. And many are grieving in their loss.
It almost feels like a domino effect, that it starts with one and then gets rolled into the next one and then the next one.
It is I, Sekhmet, who has the calm, who has the strength to hold, who has the peace. There are many that have been indoctrinated. There are many who have been led to believe. There are many who have been led astray. And as I am the energy of change, I bring forth change for humanity. This is a time of reflection. This is a time of not bystanding, yet standing together. Many of you do not know how to stand together. Many of you still isolate yourself from others. Yet the community is what brings change. Not one person is able to do it on their own. So create more communities. Create more communities. Create more communities.
Okay, that's fantastic. Thank you for that. And really segueing with a different question, many people have said that there's something under the Sphinx that is yet to be revealed in your land. Can you share a little bit more about that with us today?
She is showing me the body of a pharaoh that is morphing. She's showing me her face. Many different pharaohs that have been mummified. She finds this an intriguing question, as many are surpassing what the truth is about. The truth lies in the way of many others and their truth. And she reminds me of the time where we were there last year. She says, remember how Bettina was feeling? There is blood on the Sphinx. She's not giving me anything specific, yet she is showing me steps that lead down, deep down, into a different world, different temples. All will be revealed. All will be revealed. This is another 100-year process. It is not happening overnight.
Okay. And what can she tell us? Thank you for that. What can she tell us about the secret space super soldiers? Apparently, there are a lot of people talking about what they term the 20 and back program, which is where they go for 20 years. And they say they're being abducted, these humans, with permission from our military to work on off-planet stations. Is that coming to an end? Is this happening? And is Sekhmet aware of what is happening interstellar?
This is a dissecting moment. And she says, think of the word dissect, you take apart, do you not?
Correct.
Piece by piece. She shows me these stations you are talking about. She says that they have already confronted many humans, dissected humans. Many do not come back. And she asks, are you aware of this?
No, I didn't know that. Well, the thing that I was not sure about is they say that they take them and clone them.
This is not true. She says that it is impossible to believe everything that we think we know as a truth. She says, you are well aware, Jill, that the way, the light, and the truth is disclosure, isn't it?
Yes.
She says, so she takes me back to these stations. She is not showing any visuals. She says visuals aren't her thing. She is all about the truth. She is all about the statements. She is all about what is being referenced. This is why she has gifted us this body of work. People need to hear. People need to stand up. People need to not be force-fed no longer. This is a time of reconciliation. These clones are as simple as recognizing yourself in someone else. They are still working with stem cell treatment. It is an impossibility. This will not be allowed on a universal level. Humans think they are in control, yet they are not. She says the universe, all the galactic teams would not allow certain things, as you have mentioned. It goes against every single grain of modus operandi of what has been enforced in spirituality. There are spiritual laws that are put in place and that have been in place for a very, 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 very long time ago.
Could you please repeat that, because you got as far as modus operandi and then you froze?
She says that spiritual laws have been put in place a very long time ago.
Yes.
And they are not here to be broken by humans. It is impossible. It is a code of conduct. And this code of conduct, even though many humans try, have tried, will keep trying. And she's stating the year 2012. She says so much changed in 2012, and even more changed in 2020, and even more changes in 2025. This is no longer a time for bypassing. This is a time for us to claim back our power, our God-given right to be here on the land that we all exist upon. We are here on borrowed time. We do not own the land. Hence, this is a time for change. We are aware of the change, yet we are not consciously aware. It is a very different place. It is a very different space. She is showing me Atlanteans and how they are re-embodying their wisdom. Atlanteans had many scientists, and many scientists decided to take control. Hence, here we are. The change is now, and it is rapid. It is not a visual that she is showing. us right now.
Yeah.
Yet she says, be ready for rapid changes. Be ready for radical changes. Be ready.
And how do you get ready? What does she suggest? Because people will want to know, okay, I would like to be able to be in charge of myself as such for change. How can I make it a smooth transition through the change? What do they need to do?
She says there's no smooth transition on earth. We've been led to believe. She says, look how you have a background story. I have a background story. Every single human has a background story. Some tell it, and she's smiling. She says, remember, remember, remember. Some do not tell their stories. Be open. Be in the space of love. Be in the space of discernment with non-ideologies and She's showing me zip your lips. The more we are in stillness, the more connected we are. There is so much information that has come in to the light. Take on what resonates. You will feel it in your vibration. You will hear it in a person's voice. Hence, she comes through me today. She says, I am strong. I always have been strong. There have been times where I have been feared. Yet, as I am strong, I am so loving. It is a difference of being in a space of discernment. Discernment is key. And she's showing me a massive big ankh that is going over the side or she says to me, pay attention.
Yeah.
The beetle.
The scarab beetle.
Correct. A new day is coming. A new dawn has been broken. She says these words will make a real difference in due time as we go through the chapters.
Yeah.
The beetle is rattling at the base of the king's chambers, symbolically. It has been placed there under a tomb. And as it is vibrating, it is bringing a new day. And she's showing me the eye of Horus. And she's showing me a horseshoe. And these are all relevant clues for what is to come.
So she's not going to elaborate on that at the moment with the eye of Horus.
No. She says bite-sized bits of information is what this book is about. It's simplicity. Nothing more, nothing less. The simpler the version, the easier the read. The easier the read, the finer the imprint. The finer the imprint, the better the energy.
Okay, keep it simple and nothing complicated.
Correct.
so people understand. Okay, so in Earth, on Earth, we have something called marriage. And I see, Sekhmet, that you were married to Ptah. How did that come about? Do you get to choose yourself, or is it a union decided by others?
Are you talking about my marriage or your marriage?
Your marriage to Ptah.
It was arranged. It's a gathering. An arranged marriage is not what you humans know it to be. It's an energetic imprint in this arrangement.
Yes.
So as you are married to your husband, Michelle is married to her husband, there is an imprint that already is galactically connected. And then it comes in to alignment. Mine was an arrangement. We had a daughter. And then there was a disappearance. I was not meant to be married. I do not enjoy marriage. Hence, once again, I say to you all, so much change in the discerning times. When one is discerning, one is okay with all that is not meant to be, not meant to be, not meant to be. You received the answers, Jill?
Yeah.
When things are not meant to be, one knows deep inside of their own infinite wisdom. And it takes courage, it takes bravery, it takes a bold human to make a decision in their own vibration to be the change.
And that's whether they alone. Okay, sorry, carry on. Yeah.
I am not being specific in the change, as it does not matter from human to human. What matters is how you show up for yourself. And when one shows up for themselves, one is in alignment of their own soul's growth, not being selfish, yet being selfless. When one is selfless, one is giving to oneself. When one is giving to oneself, one is kind and compassionate in their thought process. So the unions, the way that the unions have made unlawful, unabiding contracts for you humans, these will be torn up and they will be taken away. No one will feel ridiculed as they have done in the past. Thank you.
That's wonderful. And I wonder if you can tell us, what is your connection with Earthlings, with the planet Earth? Why is it that you are wishing to speak out and help us at this time with information for humanity?
Right now, I am not able to disclose a huge amount as the body of work is unfolding. There are many changes There are many, what you humans would call aliens or extraterrestrials, that are being shown. There are many changes within the system, many contracts within the truths are being changed.
Yeah.
Many contracts. And she's showing me a huge amount of X's. And she's showing me she's asking me to take my arms out. If you were to have a concertina, and you have X, 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 and it's drawn together, and you drawn apart, drawn together, drawn apart, drawn together.
Contraction and expansion?
Yes, but almost like a pot stand. So
Yes.
she's showing me that if you had X, 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 and they were riveted together,
Yes.
this is what we're stepping into, is saying no more, no more, no more. And the contraction and expansion is exactly where we have been contracted for far too long. Contracted. And these contracts are being torn up galactically. And the contracts of what we once thought we knew as a truth. She says, do you see how many times I've spoken about truth today? The truth speakers are not the angry ones. The truth speakers are not the self-righteous ones. The truth speakers are not the ones I told you so. They believe they're the truth speakers, yet they are not truth speakers. They are disheveled. They are here to rattle people's vibrations. And this is not what we, as the beings, as Sekhmet, this is not how we do things. She says, do you hear in my vibration of who I am, how strong my voice is?
Yes.
My power lies within my voice. My power lies within my vibration. My power is within. And as it is within, I share it. Hence, I've called this. Hence, we are doing this. Hence, this is all about the contraction, expansion, expansion, contraction. Yet we as humans have said, no more injustices. The contracts are being torn up. And as they're being torn up, there are new ones being written. We are writing the new contracts. Humans are writing the new contracts. Nothing else exists in the stardust, in the infinite, except and only truth, truth, truth. It is a vibration. It is a constellation. It is a connection. There is no separation. There never has been. Yet we have allowed the separation. Have I answered your question?
Sort of, but I just wanted to know, is this, so you're saying that we are you and you are us?
Correct.
Excuse me, and that's why you're helping us? So is it part of your contract?
I have not had a contract. I am the one that chooses the body, the human, to share the messages. We in the etheric field, we in the cellular space of knowing, we in the galactics know who what you humans are calling yourselves the chosen ones. Yet you are all chosen. I have chosen you and Michelle, have I not?
Yes.
yet I have chosen many others. They are not aware of this as yet, as we, me, you, Michelle, are a vibrational match. And in the vibrational match, there is an alignment in the truth. And this is how simple it is. This is how simple it is. There is a vibrational match, and the connection is right here, right now. So yes, if you want to have a sense of disclosure, I have chosen you and Michelle, yet you have chosen me. I bring change, do I not?
Yes, and we've definitely been looking for change, asking for change.
And as you are well aware, this change is in the frequency of truth, of you humans finding your voices. How many times have you noticed only in this year of 2024 how you deflected, did not want to, decided not to, and you've played a push pull with yourself, and now you are finding your truth. Nothing is ever impartial. Yet yes, if you were to say that you are a vital part of this macro and micro, everything as you see it, yet everything as you do not see it is also in existence. Take away sight, your senses arouse. Take away hearing, your sight becomes clearer. Take away voice, connection, connection, connection.
Okay, thank you.
I am using the terms that you are affay with.
Yes, familiar with. Yeah.
Correct. I am using what you humans would have an understanding in terms of communication, as if I spoke in my native, yet ancestral, yet galactic, yet interchangeable frequency. You would not understand who I am.
That's very true. Lost in translation.
Correct.
So thanks for that. We hear of many new technological breakthroughs, specifically one being called a Medbed, which says it rejuvenates and heals bodies. Is there such an invention? And if yes, when can just everyday people expect to be able to use it for healing?
Everything is light and sound frequency. If right now I was to break out into a vibrational tone, your body and Michelle's body would feel it. What we have captivated for a very long time is that you humans are a bunch of fools. You see things and you decide that that is going to fix me, that is going to heal me. Have you noticed how many grounding mats there are that are being sold to you humans? Stand on the ground with your feet on the earth. This is the connection. So this specific frequency that has been put in a bed format has an effect on the body. It brings different scalar waves in the frequencies. Yet, even as Michelle is lying here, she is in a sensation of her own frequency, her own vibration, her own scalar waves. So close your eyes, please. And this is only to be heard. I know that this is for the book, yet this will be heard onto the social platforms. Focus on your frequency of your irritation, Jill. Focus on your body frequency. Focus on your breath. Focus on your heartbeat. Focus on the frequency in your hands right now. This is a reprogramming. I see myself. This is your new way of affirming to yourself, Jill. I believe in myself. I know myself. I am. So to tell you about these beds, they bring healing, yet you humans have the belief before you climb in or on to the frequency, which already brings the shift of the change cellularly. Did you feel those frequencies delivered to you?
Yeah, I did, thanks.
Where did you feel them?
I felt them in my hands and through my chest.
Now take that and put that on your chest to help you breathe. You, Jill, are your own worst enemy. Michelle is her own worst enemy. Every single one. Listening, reading, interpreting is their own worst within the critical voice of self. Would you say what you say to yourself to anybody else?
No.
Sometimes you may, if you feel safe with that person. This is a mechanism everything is a gift to you humans. So this bed is a gift that was gifted to the human who has created it. It brings frequency, dimensional change. Yet you humans are able to be the frequency, dimensional change. If you give yourself the rapid transformation of your breath.
Thanks.
It's how you interpret things, it's how you see things, and it's how you believe. That is the truth.
Okay. So keeping with the healing conversation, I want to speak to you about energy healing. I bought a set of tuning forks last year, and then I used them on 5 ladies one evening. And as I was finishing off, my mouth opened and I started giving each lady a message about things I didn't even know. And I was so surprised when it came out of my mouth. Was it the vibration of the tuning fork that triggered something in me? How was that possible? What actually happened?
You shifted your vibration with the vibration of these forks. You started to play a symphony. And when one is playing within an orchestra, one becomes harmonious. You stepped up as you felt safe that night to share the information. This is a truth for every human being. So yes, the frequencies uplifted, the frequencies shifted, the frequencies changed. The frequency, you are the frequency. And when the frequency shifts within the frequency, one opens themselves up to information that is ready to be received. You are ready to step in. You are ready to step out, as is Michelle. The gifts that every individual human has is beyond anything more or anything less. Yet you humans play small, do you not?
Yes, and what would you say to all those humans listening that would like to do the same?
Be you in your empowered self. Listen to your own internal voice. Listen to your own internal clock. Listen to your own internal shifting of who you are. The shifting is as simple as driving a car with gears. Are you wanting to be stuck in first and second? Or are you traveling into fourth or fifth? When one is cruising, they are in fifth gear, are they not?
Yes.
I know very well, extremely well, what it has been to not want to cruise. It felt as if my life's work had been about finding the power within. And now I pass on my knowledge to you and Michelle to share what is so necessary for these turbulent times. You're welcome.
Thank you. So if somebody is reading this and says, yes, I'd like to be an energy healer, how would they even begin to start looking to see in which direction? Because it's such a vast area.
It most certainly is. Simple, rub your hands together.
Yes.
When you rub your hands together, there is a frequency. There is light. Focus on where you want the light and the frequency to go into. And as you are focusing, you may see a color, you may not. There are many different modalities out there for you humans. You humans are very blessed with many choices, sometimes too many choices, correct?
Heaps of choices.
Too much, too much, too much, too much, too much, which creates confusion, 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 confusion. So ask and you shall receive. Ask and you shall receive. The universe is always in deliverance. Think of it like a postbox. I, you, me. Put in a letter into the postbox from the street. And I, you, me, opens up the postbox, takes the postbox, takes the post, opens up the post, or perhaps it's a parcel. This is how the universe delivers to you all the time. Yet many of you in your own unauthentic selves miss the signs as you talk too much. It is right there in the moment, right in tune, right now. Ask and you shall receive.
Okay, I love that. I really like that. Many are fleeing their countries and they would really like to know which is a safe place to go for not only themselves, but their loved ones. Are there any countries or areas that would be safer than others should people decide to migrate?
Yes, there are, yet it is not up to me to make that decision for you humans. Please remember, Jill, your soul's calling is your soul's knowing. Your soul's calling is your soul's knowing. Your soul's calling is your soul's knowing. You will feel the calling. Did you not feel the calling coming to Egypt last year?
Yes. So it's as simple as that. It's just like people talk about things on their bucket list. So that's like a calling.
Correct. It's a calling and a knowing. And look how magically you all arrived, even with a war that started right next door.
Yes.
None of you had fear. All of you arrived in style. All of you arrived in faith. All of you arrived in your own space of knowing. It was your soul's calling. Yet here you are once again. As all of you do, you talk yourselves out of the next knowing, the next calling. What happens if? Maybe it won't work. Perhaps, maybe my next lifetime. Will you only have this lifetime? Are you wanting to stay in pain and suffering in where you live? Or are you wanting to stay in pain and suffering in where you live? You are a pure example. Your body does not like the pathogens. Your body does not like the seasonal changes. Yet you stay. And you stay again, and you stay again, perhaps next year. What about next year? What about the following year? And this is what humans do. They overcomplicate their lives. They overthink what is their truth. So yes, there are many countries that exist, many safe spaces, as you put it. Yet, the safety of all safeties in the mechanism of who you are as a human being. Are you aware you're able to go and live in jail and still feel safe in a small cell? How many of us lived within the temples? How many of us existed within the temples? How many of us felt the calling to be in the temples? No matter the size, you've seen how small the mummies are, correct? And yet, they felt home in themselves. And they do, as they are a vibration. They are a frequency. I am a frequency. I am a vibration. So where is home in you, Jill? Where is home in you? This is the light switch moment, the on-off button. Yet you humans like your suffering, you like your pain, you like your grieving, you like dishonoring yourself. And yet if you switch the light on, you have a light bulb moment. The light is bright. You have your calling, you have your knowing. Yet how many of you choose not to speak your truth? Just in case I am not liked or loved no longer. Yet if you choose love, the vibrational match happens in an instantaneous blink of an eye. So what are you choosing for yourself? We know, I know, you know, they know that humanity does not feel safe at this moment in time. Many are questioning about World War III. There is a very big possibility that it may or may not happen, as divine intervention is already at play. Think of it as a harp. When you outstretch your arms, you play the different tunes, and you outstretch or you bend one and the other, and you play the different tunes. There are many times that we have noticed, I have noticed, you have noticed. Do you see how it's all the same in the collective? Many times that you all outspeak yourselves, just in case next year is better, and then the following year, and then the following year, and then the following year. Yet the pattern is already in place, is it not, Jill?
Yes.
Are you choosing to change the pattern? Are you choosing to build a new puzzle that brings you safety in your own body, safety in your own soul? Could you imagine the chaotic world if I was to disclose information that this country, 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 this country is safe to go to? It would create chaos once again. Aren't you tired of living in chaos?
Living through chaos.
I was tired of the chaos, the disruptions. I chose peace. Choose peace, and there will not be any chaos in your world no longer.
Okay. So last week, Michelle was talking to me, And suddenly she got quite animated and she saw a large being
Correct.
standing behind me. And he wanted to scan my body.
Correct.
So, what is the protocol for interacting with these different species? And how would people know whether it's a good interaction or not? Is it once again just following one's intuition or one's gut?
You still do not believe, do you, Jill?
In what?
In everything exists. You are a questioner. You question everything.
I do.
And you talk yourself out of your own existence at times and your own brilliance of self. So the protocol from where I am, where we exist, is we always, 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 in all ways, know truth. We do not have specific protocols, yet we show up as there is only this, the now, this, the now. Nothing exists in between. Yes, Michelle's lying on the couch. Yes, you are in a different town. But this is what is the trick in your own mind's eye. You are still disbelieving that there is nothing in between. So, to answer your question, it is about how you resonate in the vibration of the knowing being source. Everything is connected into source, yet you have disruption energies coming in, and disrupting energies are the energies that lower your vibration. You are able to walk past a human being and you are able to sense their vibration, are you not?
Yes, immediately know whether you feel comfortable or not.
And do you trust this one lying here right now?
Yes, I do.
I think not.
Why'd you say that?
As you question.
No, it wasn't that way at all. It was once before she saw something behind me and she was able to have physical proof by taking photographs.
Exactly, you answered your own question. She has no conscious awareness of the information coming through right now. I am in the space of knowing, yet your physicality of who you are, and you are speaking not only for yourself, for millions of others who want physical proof. Yet how is it possible that you are able to receive the messages that you receive?
I know, that's what I always ask. I find it fascinating.
And when one is in a space of fascination, everything is magical. Everything exists in the universe. Yet you humans have been told everything is an illusion. Is it really true? Do you feel that when you are gorging your eyes out that it is an illusion?
Definitely not.
Correct. So you're here having a physical experience, are you not?
Yes.
Yet how is it possible that you had a conversation with me in my chambers?
Yes, because it was telepathic.
Aha. So, in telepathy, 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 it is a pathway. And the pathway is what we, you, Michelle, and every other being chooses. We choose to show ourselves, we choose to show up, or we choose not to. It's as simple as you knocking on a door. You choose to walk through the front door, or you choose to walk through the back door, or you choose to knock and wait. All the same thing. So it is in the moment, yet may I am holding back right now, as in the moment of truth, humans want truth speakers. Humans declare their truth in the way that they declare their truth. Yet when they hear truth, truly hear truth, notice how I am saying this right now. Am I saying hear, H-E-A-R, or hear truth? How many of you do not like truth? You are well aware as to the energetic change that happened within your group in Egypt. You remember it as if it happened yesterday. And I showed up. And I gave you information that you had no idea about. The Queen of Compassion is within your group. Not was in your group, is in your group. Yet humans lay thought forms on others. So we, collectively, beings show up in different formations. Beings show up in different spaces. Beings show up with different names. Yet you humans want a name to be as simple as a Jill, as simple as a Michelle. How many humans are able to spell my name? Not many. It takes practice. So it is all in truth, Jill. You are a light being, are you not?
Yeah.
You are a truth speaker, are you not?
Yep, I try to
be. Are you
be.
ready to hear the truth?
Yes, it's time.
Here, right here. Yet when one walks, they talk. Many will hear my information. They will hear it in the interpretation of what it is that they want to receive.
Yes.
So your interpretation of what you want to receive is very different to Michelle's interpretation of what she wants to receive. So it is entirely up to you as to what you believe in that moment. Yet I can say to you, quieten your vestibular system. And when you quieten your vestibular system, along with those busy thoughts, your whole body becomes calmer. That being that showed up gave you truthful moments, did he not?
Yep, he did.
Yet you did not like the truth of having to give away or give up or give. Notice how I'm showing you. You push away. And you push away a version of yourself. Humans love to say, I am the way, the truth, and the light. Humans love spirituality. Well, spirit is in all in your duality. Are you now a believer, Jill?
Yeah, and I didn't doubt for one moment that he was there, just like the spaceship and the energy was behind me before that Michelle had captured. Just because I can't see it doesn't mean that it's not there. My question was more, how do we know when to interact when we've been told that you shouldn't just interact with everything because some of it could be detrimental?
How do you know that it could be detrimental?
Well, I've never thought of it being detrimental as such, because I just thought, well, if you work with the light, you're automatically protected.
Correct.
But I did have an incident once in Cape Town when I was woken up in the early hours of the morning and my bed linen was being pulled off me, but there was nobody in the room and all the hairs on the back of my head stood up. And I actually felt a physical imprint, like a small dog or a child, sitting on the bed next to me. And yet there wasn't a dog or a small child in that apartment. We were in the penthouse of a high building. And I just knew that something was there, and I knew it wasn't particularly for my good. And that's the very first time that I realized, just because you work with the light doesn't mean that you're always protected. And I suppose that incident, just made me ponder, and it was a question really for humanity, for them to know. That's why I said, is it just a gut thing? Like, I just felt it was a gut thing. I knew that that was a dark energy, and I
Well,
told them
listen
that
to
they
your
weren't
words.
welcome.
Listen to your words. You had an imprint of a dog or a child, and that's how spirit exists. They are imprints. We are imprints. We are right here, right now. That evening, there was no shadow of doubt that that spirit created and got your attention.
Yes.
Your attention is what you need in the practical, in the physical. This has been a part of your journey up until this space in time, as you have been a non-believer in yourself and in your gifts. And this is what humans are about. You and Michelle have boosted one another. You and Michelle have grown together. You and Michelle have seen and trusted in the light, have you not?
Yes.
And hence, when humans stray, when humans feel, when humans believe that there is darkness, darkness comes in a different formation. Yet there is no dark. There is only energy. And you talk about protection. Well, how is it possible for anyone to protect the Holy Land right now? Who stated that it belonged to them? Who stated? Who decided that every country is for themselves? No country belongs to anyone. No land belongs to anyone. Yet you humans have a tendency to claim, stake my claim. This goes back right back to the gold and silver exchanges, to the beheadings, to the time where humans were barbaric. How far you have all come in your existence, yet you still choose to stake your claim. Who decided to have insurance companies? Who decided to have real estate agents? Who decided that builders need to be paid a certain amount? Who decided to cut trees down? Who decided to poach whales? Who decided to cull elephants? Who decides all of these things, Jill?
Yeah.
Humans. So it is important for I, Sekhmet, I am the beholder of light. And that is all that you humans say to yourselves. I am the beholder of light. I am the beholder of light. If you are thinking negative thoughts or thought forms about another human being, you are thinking negative thought forms about yourself. As you know, you are interconnected. Yet you are all, and you are well aware of this, a different body of color. So this is an opening of such. You humans live in an open playground. You humans have an open heart. You humans have an open space in which to exist in. Nothing will ever encroach you. Nothing will ever encroach Michelle. You are in a vibration where there is upliftment and joy and bliss. For those that are in a vibration of non-harmony, they will feel dark thoughts. They will hear dark thoughts. They will notice that there is darkness. Yet the stars would not brightly shine amongst the dark. So yes, there are energies. You humans call them entities. These energies are there to remind you that waking up that night with the blanket being pulled off you was a wake-up call, was it not?
Yeah, definitely woke me up.
Correct. You then decided that it was dark energy, yet you saw the imprint of a dog and a child. How is a dog and a child dark energy, Jill?
Well, because I expected it to be a child or a dog, because that's the weight of what it was on the bed. But when I got fearful was when I woke up and opened my eyes and saw that there wasn't anything in the room. So it was the size and the weight of it that depicted, made me think that.
Correct. And you are not incorrect, yet you saw the imprint, yet the fear kicked in, and then you made up a different telling of a story to yourself. Yet this is how spirit gets your attention. Did I not get your attention with the curtain moving? Is that a yes, Jill, or a no?
It's a yes.
You see how you speak yourself out? Yet you want confirmations, and we know that this is how humans logically think. Yet how is it possible to tell someone who is only of logic that I moved your curtain on your massive big window?
But I wasn't scared when it moved. I was more fascinated, yet with the other one, I was actually scared.
Absolutely. And the scaring is what happens for many human beings in order to be woken up. You humans have to be shocked out of your system before you do something different. Case in point.
Sorry, you just froze when it said, and many human beings get woken up. Yes.
Any human beings who have logical minds, the mind takes over. And as the mind takes over, you humans create experiences to be woken up. Spirit are always there, gently nudging. Spirit are right here, right now.
Yeah.
How is it that you receive the messages in the middle of the night? How is it that you see faces in the clouds?
Yes, and I want to speak to you about that, please. So there I am sitting in the spa pool, and then I see a face in the cloud, but it's not just the kind of face that looks like a little dog or a dolphin. This is like a proper photograph face. And Michelle taught me, she said, you've got to ask, who are you? So I said, oh, who are you? And the answer was Amphion. And I've never heard that word in my life. And I looked it up, and it said Amphion was a Greek god that was known for creating from his beautiful sound, erecting the 7 great walls around the ancient city of Thebes. And that fascinated me. I thought, oh, well, obviously it must have been like hallucination, but then how's that possible that I could get a name? And 2 nights later, this time, I managed to capture the image of what I was seeing, and he said his name was Asclepius. And then when I looked up Asclepius, but I quickly took a photograph with my cell phone, and it had just started to billow a bit, so it was starting to morph as such, change. But when I looked up Asclepius, he's known for healing and like god of medicine, god of healing. And I saw his photograph, his statue, and it was exactly what I'd captured. I mean, that really blew my socks off. And so there you have sound. Now you've got healing. And then 2 nights later, huge face, almost in the whole sky. I said, okay, who are you? And he said, Theos. And I looked up Theos, and Theos is God of gods. So now I was presented with sound, healing, and God. So now I'm trying to work out the puzzle.
You said it. Did I not speak earlier on of frequencies, sound, healing, God? It is that simple. Yet you look for the other pieces of the puzzle. Are you still in disbelief?
Well, it's not really, because I got the proof. So when Michelle saw something behind me, we saw the proof, okay? When I did this now I've got the proof. So I know these things are happening, but I still find them so fascinating and intriguing, because it makes me think, oh my gosh, what's next? And who are we, and what are we, what's possible?
Well, this one has been working with autistic children and adults who are nonverbal. And these children connect telepathically. They speak to one another all the time in the field of possibilities. Yet your logic mind, 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 your logic mind is like you bumping your head against a door. How many times do you want to bump your head against the door for you to truly believe? Yet these children come into the world quicker, faster, interconnected. And the silence is what humans do not like. Humans look down on them and say that they are different. Yet these children have genius connections. They are lit up. They light up in every way. They are able to communicate continuously. Hence, so does spirit. Hence, so do beings. When you rid yourself of bumping your head, stop seeking the proof. You are not one. You are millions that are seeking the proof. Yet how much more proof do you specifically need? How much more evidential proof? This is your scientific mind that takes over. And science exists. Yet we, the collective, the autistic children, are way beyond proof. There is instantaneous connection. It is that simple.
Yeah.
Yet you want to bump your head, Jill. You want it the hard way. And the hard way
want
is not who you are.
I want an even bigger, a bigger knock, a bigger,
How much
bigger
more?
bump.
How much more are you wanting more than God? You are God. Michelle is God. I am God. How much more? It does not matter to me whether you spell my name in an incorrect way, yet it matters to those that hold the truth in the land that I existed at one time. I still exist there. My statue is there. And yet, if you spelt my name incorrectly, many would be offended. You humans are the same. You take offense to others that perhaps know more, that have seen more. Yet, it's in the truth of the knowing. You humans love to compare yourselves to one another. And we, as spirit beings, say, what for?
Yeah.
No more comparisons. When you make it about yourself, you want others to acknowledge. The true masters are the ones that hold the wisdom, that keep the wisdom, and are not oversharers in blagging. You are going to have humans who say, really? Is this truly the energy of Sekhmet? Well, I've come to you many times, you and Michelle, have I not?
Yes, you have.
And have I shifted in my vibration?
Meaning what?
Do I speak truth or do I speak truth?
No, you always speak truth. You don't change anything.
Correct. I thank you for this communication. We are complete for today.
Thank you very much. And what would you like to actually call this session?
Understanding, not.
Understanding and not. Oh, I love that. That's fantastic. Well, thank you very much. And until we meet again.
I thank you.
Thank you. And with that, Michelle, you can open up those gorgeous eyes. You know the drill. And welcome back. Welcome back.
Hi. Oh, how did that go?
Yeah. We just sort of jumped all over the show with different things, but there seemed to be a thread running through. And I love it that she won't give you answers. It's almost like you've got to dig deeply. You know, you've really got to quieten yourself and dig deeply and go within. Yeah, like she's not going to say whether safe countries or whatever. I suddenly realized, well, could you imagine a mass exodus of 60 million people in one place? Juk.
Exactly.
I just saw in my mind how the whole thing going, juk.
Yeah, Sekhmet says, woo!
Yeah.
Big battle like on the other side of the world. But
Yeah, quickly go and buy real estate there. And just imagine.
your vibration is so strong, eh? It's so different.
Is it compared to the Council of Eight?
Yeah, it just I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, I don't know how to explain it. It's just sometimes there's just no words to try and explain it, Julie. It just feels solid. Like if I was to take her statue, like her whole freaking statue, and try and pick it up, and which I know I wouldn't be able to. It's just different. It's a different I suppose a different frequency.
Yeah, and I thought of the word heavy, but I didn't mean the word heavy in the word heavy, but when like solid, heavy, you
Yeah.
know, strong
Yeah.
and big. Like
Yeah.
trying to get one of those those columns from Dendara, whatever, and picking those up. It's like, oh,
Mm.
you wouldn't budge them.
No. So I think that it's just does she feel different to you when you have channeled her?
Yeah, she's got her own energy. That's for
Mm.
sure.
Mm.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
there was no visuals, like no visuals. Normally, I can explain things, except
Yeah.
I remember that, but other than that, there was like no visuals. Normally, I can see when you take me down a road, I can see which beings I'm meeting. I could tell you exactly this, nothing, just
But
all
she
voice.
said she wasn't into visuals.
Ah, okay, wow,
Yeah.
just
So
all voice. It's just a pure, strong vibration for me. That's how she feels.
it comes across
Feeling.
just frequency and sound.
There's no like in between. It's like this is what it is.
Well, what was fascinating was when I had a client recently, and in that past life that she was, and then I said, take me to the place that you go to between lives. And she went, oh. So I said, well, what do you see? Are there others around you and whatever? And she said, well, there's one that's like, she said, everything's in geometric form. One's a cone, like a square, one's a cube. And I said, what are you? She says, I'm 3 waves.
Wow,
They're just all pure energy.
wow,
And I know when Alba hypnotized me and I said, I'm here with Urka, who's Urka? My soul's manager. And she said, well, and I knew it was a male. And she said, what does he look like? I said, I can't see anything other than geometry. He's a geometric mathematical equation.
wow. Well,
And I
that's
suppose that's her. It's just frequency and sound. She's
yeah,
an equation. We
yeah,
are. Yeah.
yeah. Like in the beginning, I remember seeing. I mean, I can still see it. Like I can. I don't know. I wish I could explain it, but it's like obviously I know what she looks like because we were in her room and I've seen her statue, but I just saw this, but then it's just like this strong, this real, this is what it is. And there's no fluff. There's no it's just this, like you said, this it's a different kind of heaviness. Yeah. I just saw her face and I was like, oh, there she is. And I
It's
went into
almost
a
it's,
deep, deep space.
it's almost like she gets irritated because she just like, this is it. You're either on or you're not.
Yeah, but isn't that what we want as human beings?
It's either black or it's white.
Exactly.
It's like so
Yeah.
like you're not supposed to have lactose, Joel. You've been told before it's lactose intolerant, and then you complain when you've got the pollen and you've got the hay fever. Like, hello, you
Yeah,
know.
I know, but as humans, if there's one thing I'm learning is we love our addictions to suffering. And suffering comes in all forms, in all ways, you
It
know?
comes in cheese and ice cream and yogurt. And as you're putting it in your mouth, this is not a good idea. But in the moment, it's delicious.
Exactly, exactly. I know. Oh gosh. Well,
Okay, thanks, Mishimu.
thank you, my jelly. Thank you, guys. Thank
Take
you.
care, guys. Lots of love.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.